Hello students, welcome back to history class. In last class we have discussed about the unit 7 freedom movement, and let us continue the lesson. Let us start with the moderates. In last class already we have discussed about the Indian National Congress. In that Indian National Congress, different because of the different opinions and difference in ideology, the leaders are divided into two, that is moderates and radicals. Two groups were there, moderates and radicals. Today let us start with the moderates. The first 20 years in the Indian National Congress is called as the age of moderates. And age of moderates is the first 20 years of the Indian National Congress. It is known as the age of moderates. W.C. Banerjee, M.J. Rande, Surendranath Banerjee, Dadabhai Naoroji, Gopalakrishna Gokhale, they were the major moderate leaders. And the moderate leaders had faith in the rule of British and judiciary, and they used to table their demands with the framework of the constitution through prayers and requests. And these leaders, they tabled their demands in front of the British government in the way of the prayers and the requests, and they tried to bring the political awareness among the people, and because of that only they organized public meetings and discussed various burning issues and submitted memorandum to the government. And they submitted memorandum demanding, and that memorandum is contained demanding cutting down of the military expenditure, development of Indian industries, providing good education and programs for poverty alleviations. These were the demands they tabled in front of the British government. And moderates were the first to study the ill effects of the British rule of India British rule on India, and they explained the drain theory. Drain theory means drain of resources of India into England. How the Indian resources is draining towards to the England, and they studied about that in a scientific way, and it is known as drain theory. By increasing the import and reducing the export, the British facilitated the draining out of precious Indian resources into England. These moderate leaders studied about the drain of resources of India into England in scientific way, and they explained this drain theory. And just like Dadabhai Naoroji of precious Indian resource, Dadabhai Naoroji, R.C. Dutt, they published a book explaining the draining of Indian resources into England. They published a book about how the Indian resources draining towards the England. The period of moderates is called as the age of liberal nationalism, and the period between 1885 and 1905 is known as age of moderates. Next, we have to learn about the radicals. The substance of the moderate towards the British made unhappy group within the Congress, and some leaders were against the moderates' softens towards the British, and these moderates people were called as political beggars by the radicals. The group of congressmen who criticized the substance of moderates are called as radicals. Now, who is known as the radicals means the group of congressmen who criticize the moderates leaders. They are called as radicals. Aurobindo Ghosh, Bipin Chandra Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai and Balagangadhar Tilak are the main members of the radical group, and they opposed the stance of the British, who considered nominating the Indian members to Indian legislative assemblies as an important favor. And these are the informations about moderates and radicals. I hope you all are understood these two topics, moderates and radicals. Next class will continue with the partition of Bengal and revolutionaries. Thank you, students.